He spent years studying the minds of killers. Then he became one of the very predators he was researching. This is the full story of Bryan Kohberger and the murders that shocked a quiet college town and gripped the entire nation. Ethan Chapin, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves were students at the University of Idaho, living together in an off-campus rental home in Moscow, Idaho. They were young, close, and had their whole futures ahead of them. Kaylee and Madison had been best friends since childhood. Ethan was one of 3 triplets attending the same university with his siblings. Xana was Ethan's girlfriend, spending the night at the house when tragedy struck. Just hours before the murders, Kaylee posted a photo with her friends on social media, all of them smiling, completely unaware of what was coming. In the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, all 4 were found stabbed to death inside the house. 2 other roommates were home at the time and survived. The crime scene was brutal, and the details that emerged in the weeks following shocked the local community and made headlines around the world. Police faced immense pressure to solve the case quickly. The killer had left the scene without an obvious trail, and for weeks, there was no named suspect. Investigators turned to surveillance footage from around the neighborhood, and one detail kept reappearing. A white sedan driving past the rental home multiple times that night, both before and after the murders occurred. Detectives also used advanced genetic genealogy, comparing DNA evidence found at the scene against public genealogy databases, a modern forensic method that has cracked several cold cases in the past. That method led them to a name they didn't expect: Bryan Kohberger, a criminology PhD student at Washington State University, just a short drive from where the murders took place. Using his cell phone data, investigators pinpointed his movements on the night of the crime, and the data placed him near the scene at the exact time of the murders. Kohberger wasn't in Idaho anymore. He had already left, driving across the country to visit family in Pennsylvania. More than a month after the murders, police arrested him at his parents' home, ending a nationwide manhunt that had captivated true crime communities everywhere. He was extradited back to Idaho, formally charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of burglary. For over 2 years, the case moved slowly through the legal system. Kohberger pleaded not guilty, and his defense team signaled they would challenge the DNA evidence and even suggest that someone else could have committed the crime. The trial was moved to Boise due to overwhelming pretrial publicity in the local area. Jury selection was scheduled, and opening statements were expected to draw massive national attention. But just weeks before the trial was set to begin, everything suddenly changed. Kohberger's defense team approached prosecutors, requesting a deal. After meeting with the victims' families, prosecutors agreed to a plea agreement that would spare Kohberger from the death penalty in exchange for 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. On July 2nd, 2025, Kohberger stood before the judge and formally pleaded guilty to all charges. When asked directly if he was pleading guilty because he was in fact guilty, he answered simply, yes. He waived his right to ever appeal the decision. On July 23, 2025, Kohberger returned to court for his official sentencing. He sat in an orange prison jumpsuit as surviving roommates and the victims' families delivered raw, emotional statements directly to him. When the judge gave him the opportunity to speak, Kohberger said nothing at all. To this day, Bryan Kohberger has never publicly explained why he did it. No motive was ever revealed, no confession of the specific details, just silence. A man who spent years academically studying why people commit violence ultimately became the very subject he once studied. Bryan Kohberger will spend the rest of his life behind bars in an Idaho prison without any possibility of parole. But for the families of Ethan, Madison, Xana, and Kaylee, one question may never be truly answered. Follow Morbis for true crime stories.